Hey, what's up? It's Amelia Mosley here with a BTN News Update for Tuesday, the 28th of May. First up, Mount Everest. It's the tallest mountain in the world, or at least the tallest mountain above sea level. But climbing it and reaching the top is seen as a tall challenge by adventurers everywhere. Icy temperatures, fierce winds and lack of oxygen make it a dangerous climb, and a record number of people have died or gone missing on Everest this season. An Aussie man has just been rescued after being found unconscious and is now recovering in hospital. So people are taking a closer look at why it's happening and what can be done to make things safer. A big problem is popularity. More climbers are attempting the summit every year and it gets really crowded. Delays mean extra stress too, especially when there's a lack of oxygen. And some reckon more less experienced climbers are attempting this big adventure. Now, some people are calling for some kind of requirements to be brought in before people are allowed to attempt it, to make sure the icy challenge gets the respect it deserves. Were you one of the 30,000 students who resat the NAPLAN test today? All around Australia, there have been some big technical problems with the online version of the test. Hundreds of schools said they'd struggled with things like bad connections and trouble logging in. And now a bunch of unlucky kids have had to reset the test. The government says it's going to have a look into exactly what went wrong and try to make sure it doesn't happen again. Oh, I can hear teachers and students around Australia breathing a sigh of relief. Members of an Australian cave diving team are probably the coolest people in Australia right now. They've discovered a link between Australia's deepest and third deepest known caves, hidden away between Mount Field National Park northwest of Hobart. It took years of planning for the diving team to safely pull off their big expedition. They had to squeeze, abseil and glide 350 metres down through the cave system. But it wasn't over then. That's where they hit the water. One of the team members then had to scuba dive for 100 minutes between the connected unmapped caves. And eventually, he managed to take a rope from one side all the way to the other. Cavers have been trying to prove a connection between the two caves for more than 100 years.
Caves are one of the last places that you can go where you can't send a helicopter, you can't look at a satellite image. The only way to actually go and find out is to do it the old school way. You have to send a person and some eyes.
During their brave adventure, the team also set a new cave depth record of 395 metres. And they started checking out more of the 600 or so caves that have never been explored before. See, told you they were cool. Now, forget arm wrestling. How about giving your toes a go? Because who doesn't want to join sweaty feet with a total stranger? Am I right? The World Toe Wrestling Championships were just held in Northern England, and apparently they've been going on since 1976. It's a best of 3 rounds kind of battle, where 2 people sit on the ground opposite each other, stick out their feet and clasp their 2 biggest toes between each other's. Then they fight to push the other person over the line. After a nail-biting final, only one person goes home with the golden trophy. Sometimes I think the Brits are totally mad. And speaking of super weird competitions, if you just thought cheese was for eating, well, you'd be wrong, my friend. It's also for rolling down a hill and running after. I'm talking about the death-defying annual cheese rolling race in the UK. And let me tell you, rolling doesn't just apply to the cheese. The people in this comp run and roll and slide down quite a steep hill to get that big wheel of cheese that's rolled to the end. That person is, of course, the winner. This cheesy event has been celebrated for centuries, and it looks like participants have a really good time. I'm on a roll today. On that tasty note, that's all the news I've got for you today, but I'll be back with more tomorrow. Chat to you then. Bye.